back. Now, Storm Éowyn may have ended, but the damage it caused continues to rattle the lives of over 200,000 people right across the country.
Here to tell us how the storm affected them and is continuing to affect them is Merrick from the Farmers Journal, journalist Edwin McGreal, who's in Achill Island, and chef Karen McMorrow from the Coach House Hotel in Sligo. Thank you all so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. We're going to start with you first, Martin, because you are, you're a journalist with the Farmers Journal, but you're also a farmer. So how has everything going for you in Crossmolina in County Mayo?
Look, we're just trying to get by as best we can. I suppose water is the main issue. Being a livestock farmer, we need to get water into our livestock. We're lucky enough that we're connected to the public water scheme here. Some farmers have their own private wells or their own water schemes have given up. And I suppose it's an animal welfare point of view. Your dairy cow or your finishing beef animal can drink 70 or 80 litres of water a day. So if you're talking over 100 head of cattle thereabouts, it's an awful lot of water to try and source. Even for farmers that might be calving cows now at the minute, they're looking to, get heat lamps set up. They're milking their cows, need to get generators there to get parlours powered and get bulk tanks cooled. So it's really a battle. And amongst all this, then there's some serious damage done to farm buildings. We've had cladding ripped off. They're still battling without power in some marts, and there's some damage done to cattle marts as well. So they've been cancelled this week, and there's a major cleanup to be done.
Yeah, I can imagine how difficult it is. Edwin, for you, you're out on Achill Island at the minute. Have you got power back? What's the current situation like with you, and what's it like been the few days? Oh, not too sure if we can hear you there.
Sorry, we're fortunate, Tommy. Apologies. We're fortunate the power came back yesterday evening. We'd been given a projection at the weekend that the power wouldn't be returned until Wednesday, the 5th of February, which is tomorrow week. And thankfully, that was short-circuited. So we had power back yesterday evening, but I suppose you're just conscious that it could go again. And if it was to go again, you could be waiting because the SB crews and the crews that are in from the UK are so busy restoring people who haven't had power. So, it's blowing a gale here at the minute, and you're just kind of hoping that it doesn't go again. But power went for us at about 2 a.m. on Thursday night, Friday morning, and it was gone from that point. And we were looking at plans, what to do with the kids. And unfortunately then one of our kids got sick on Friday night, Saturday morning, and we'd no power and we'd no phones. The phones were gone all day Saturday, and we didn't know, was it just us or was it around Achill? So we had to try and get in contact with Weststock, and that wasn't easy. We've no landline here. I was driving around the village trying to find the signal, unaware that the signal was gone throughout the island, because I had no way of finding that out. And met a neighbour who I didn't realise she still has a landline and was able to use the landline. So all hail landlines. So I was on the phone to Weststock, but unfortunately then Weststock in Galway couldn't get in contact with the doctor in Achill because his phone wouldn't work either. So we ended up having to go out to the surgery, knocking on the door. Nobody there because they were gone out to an emergency. So it was chaotic enough, but thankfully we got seen maybe at about 6 p.m. that evening. And the advice then was, if you can, to stay in, just warm couch, watch a bit of telly, and that neither of that was possible because the house was getting colder and colder and the telly was gone. But we were very lucky in the sense that my wife's parents in Achill Sound had electricity, and we went out there, and everyone will be familiar with the good room in lots of Irish houses. Their sitting room is unused almost all throughout the year, and we didn't want to go into them because we had sick kids. So we were bunkered in the good room for most of the days, warming up, fire on, telly on, charging everything, and coming home then to sleep. So
and Edwin,
we were very fortunate in that regard.
Is your child okay? Is everything all right?
He's okay, yeah. So he had tonsillitis, but he had been hospitalised a couple of weeks earlier. So we were just, I suppose, on edge that there wasn't going to be any reoccurrence. Yeah. And he just needed to be seen by a doctor. And thankfully, once he got seen, he needed antibiotics and steroids, but nothing more than that. So there was a relief in that regard. But for a few hours on Saturday there, you were realising just how limited modern technology can be sometimes when it doesn't work for you. And the landline came to the rescue.
And that's kind of where, Karen, you came in, because obviously, you know, you're a chef. It's in the Coach House Hotel. You're in Sligo. You lost power, but then you kind of came to the aid of the community. What happened there?
Well, our boss Patrick just decided that to put a call out anybody that had no electric to come to the hotel, charge your phone, free tea and coffee. Just had the room opened up to keep it warm for anybody that needed phones charged, laptops charged, everything like that. And showers, anybody that needed showers, especially families, you know. And that's ongoing all week for anybody in the area. It was slow, I suppose, the first day or so, but it's picked up a bit because it's word of mouth, because there is no phone signal, and most of the areas around the place, like it's a disaster. You know, we're lucky we have electricity, but a lot of areas around us haven't. You know, and word they're not getting it till the 5th of February or 2nd of February. You know, it's a long time between now and the 2nd of February.
Yeah, no,
You know?
it's incredibly difficult as well. Martin, for you as a farmer, like, what's the learning for the future? Because we're seeing storms like this hitting more and more frequent. And this was a record-breaking storm. Like, going forward, is there anything you can do as a farmer, or you just have to dig in and get on with it?
I suppose, Tommy, you can possibly see the lights flicking behind me here. We're rigged up to a generator for the house, and an awful lot of farmers in recent years have purchased generators to work their milking parlours and their bulk tanks and such. And it's possibly something we're going to have to do more again in the future to try and prepare ourselves more. So that would sort some of the electricity issues. But as regards then your water issues, it's very difficult to store water long term, because you would be afraid of vermin contaminating it and such, and causing disease in animals. So I'm not sure exactly what you could do in that case. Possibly go back to sinking a well on your own farm, but you're talking into the tens of thousands then as regards costs for that. So I think really, Tommy, those that are supplying the water, the pumping stations need to have backup generators there. The same for the mobile service providers as well. Like, there was people, as I said earlier, that were out power, they were out water, and they're also out having cell service as well. So I think backup generators really need to be a thing going forward for those companies, no more than farmers themselves.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering, Karen, in relation to we're hearing about government task forces that are going around certain areas that have lost power, that are trying to help the businesses that have very kindly opened up to their communities, such as yourself, that they're like going, Harriet, how can we help? Has that happened?
Yeah, I think they've been in touch with Patrick, you know, and like, we're here, we're open, you know, so we'll help in any way we can, you know.
Yeah, you're taking in the great and the good, I believe, still going there. Fair play to you, Karen. Fair play. That's proper community spirit.
Edwin, just finally, like, were you scared? What were the kids like? How frightening was it, the storm on Friday?
It was quite frightening, and we're quite exposed to where we are, and we're well used to storms and we're well used to power cuts. But this storm and Storm Dara, the ferocity of it was scary. Like Storm Dara, we lost two sorely. It came unbolted from the septic tank and went 100 yards across past the house and into a field across the road. This storm, we were woken. One of the kids was crying with the wind pounding against the window, and we were woken by, you know, a knock on the Velux window upstairs, and we couldn't obviously open it to check what it was, or the whole lot would go. But it was a small part of the Velux window had come loose. But you'd just be worried about the unseen damage. Yeah. Something might have been weakened, and what might you know, be ready to go the next time. And you know, it's just, again, the frequency of it is quite good. But just to follow on from what Karen said, the community response here as well was just phenomenal. Not just in terms of like local businesses were brilliant. The GA club set up their clubhouse as a community hub, and just all around our village here and villages throughout Achill, people were looking in on people, and you know, that's the best of what we do in Ireland, is looking out for each other in times of need, and that was very apparent in the last few days. And people that had electricity were offering, you know, if anyone needed a shower, etc., to come over. So that's always good to see.
Great, absolutely fantastic to hear that. We know when the worst is hitting us, that's where we come together. Thank you very much for that. Martin Merrick, who is over in Crossmolina in County Mayo, Edwin McGreal over in Achill Island, and Karen McMorrow in Sligo. Thank you all for joining us this morning.